All right, we're going to give it another minute. Just give some folks some additional time to join in. We were a little bit behind on our end, just working through some admin stuff, but we are ready to go. So we'll give it another minute and we will get started with another RezStream webinar today. Okay, that wasn't a minute, but I'm extremely excited about today's session. So out of respect of everyone's time here, we're going to get started. Before we do, let me share a couple housekeeping things. First and foremost, my name is Lyles Armour. Happy to be your moderator on today's webinar session. All of our webinars are recorded, and we will post these online within 48 hours, concluding this webinar presentation. I am going to drop a link in the chat. This is a link to our landing page, call it our Education Center. This is where we promote all of our blogs, our webinar recordings, any white papers that we create. So that session, concluding today's presentation, will be posted online there. We will also follow up with everyone with an email to the recording as well as the slide deck. So we'll make sure to get you a copy. There are two ways that you can engage in this webinar. There's the chat feature. Drop your comments in there, cheer us on, let us know your strategy and your approach on the things that we're covering. There's also a Q&A feature. You drop your questions in there. More often than not, what we will attempt to do is just save all the questions until the end. However, I'll do the best that I can to address maybe pressing things right away to allow Sierra to continue through her presentation. If there are any tech issues, please put those in the chat. Hopefully you all can hear me. You are all able to see my chat. If not, that's no good. But again, we'll share all these with you when we conclude the session. Okay, let me introduce you all to Sierra Pulse. She is our search engine marketer team lead. She is our go-to for all things Google and all the other search engines for that matter. She'll be walking us through boosting guest loyalty beyond the stay with strategic communication and offers. I'm going to shut up, mute myself, turn the camera off. Sierra, the floor is yours. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Lyles, and welcome everybody. I'm excited to have you all here to join today's RezStream webinar. So today's focus will be on boosting guest loyalty beyond the stay with strategic communication and offers. So I'm sure you all know guest loyalty is huge for properties like yours. And it's not just about providing that great experience during their stay, but also about some different strategic ways that you can continue engaging with them before and after their visit. So today we're going to dive into that, how you can use some of those strategies. There are 3 that I'll be talking about today. So let's get into that. Here's today's agenda. So first, I'll just introduce myself, just in case you haven't heard from me before. I'll talk a little bit about RezStream. This webinar is open to both customers and non-customers. And then I'll get into today's topic, boosting guest loyalty beyond the stay with strategic communication and offers. We'll recap with a few takeaways. And then if you stick around until the end, we have a few special offers that we'd like to give you as a thank you for attending today. Okay, so about me real quick. I'm a search engine marketing specialist team lead here at RezStream, and I've been with the company for almost 4 years come October this year. And I've been working in the hospitality and travel industries for about 6 years now, just straight out of college. I am originally from the Midwest, but now I reside here in Denver, where our RezStream office is at. And just some hobbies. I like to get outside, go to the mountains, play sports, watch sports. I like to golf. I also have a dog. I just got married last year. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. Let's move on to RezStream. So a little bit about RezStream. We partner with small, independently owned lodging properties, and we help them with their business goals as much as possible. So what we have is we have this suite of solutions. We have several lodging solutions, but most people know us for our software and our booking engine. But we also do offer marketing, digital marketing services. We offer website design services. We are a pretty small team, I would say. We have about 30 people on the team, but we're growing every single year. And we really do view ourselves as an extension of your team there on your property. And what really sets us apart from other competitors in the industry, like I mentioned, we have this suite of lodging solutions, but we also do pride ourselves on superior customer service. We also have what we feel like is a pretty user-friendly, easy to use product, and we also provide great value. So a little bit about what we do. Okay, quick call out, and then I promise I'll get into the webinar. But RezStream recently launched a loyalty program, and this is called RezStream Rewards. And this is geared toward everybody. So maybe you're a customer, maybe you're an industry peer. Anybody can take advantage of RezStream Rewards. So if you'd like to earn some quick cash or fun prizes, feel free to scan this QR code here. You can also go to rezstream.com/rewards if you want to learn more about it. But yeah, just spend some time checking that out if you can. It's just an easy way to get rewarded for helping expand RezStream. Okay, so I outlined a few goals here. We're going to explore some key areas that can help your property boost guest loyalty and drive more repeat business. And we'll hone in on effective pre- and post-stay guest communication. So we'll look at how to engage guests before they arrive on property and after they leave to ensure that they still feel connected to your property throughout the entire guest journey. Next, we'll look at using social media to build up a loyal community. This is just a great way to create those lasting relationships with your guests, keep your property top of mind even after they've left. And then third, we'll dig into loyalty programs and personalized offers a little bit. So how they can make your guests feel truly valued and get them to come back time and time again. And hopefully by the end of today's session, you'll have some actionable strategies that you can consider applying to your property to strengthen your own guest loyalty. So with that, I'm going to do one poll. This is my first time doing a poll, so bear with me. And the poll is, how do you currently engage with guests post-stay? So let me pull that up really quick. Alrighty, I hope that you can see that there. Lyles, if you want to confirm. Okay, I do see answers coming in. Okay, so I'm curious to know what strategies everybody's using to engage with their guest post-stay. There's some different answers here, like thank you emails, review requests, exclusive offers. If you don't currently have post-stay communication in place, that's okay too. And if you're doing something else that works well for your property, make sure to let us know in the chat. But we can take, I think, about 30 seconds or so. I would appreciate everybody's participation if you can, but no pressure. And we'll see. it actually looks like most people have participated, which is awesome. All right. So I'll go ahead and share the results here. So it looks like a lot of you are sending thank you emails, which is fantastic. We have one person that's using SMS text messaging. I love that. Feedback and review requests, a few people noted. That's great for, building up your online reputation and capturing more and more reviews. So love to see that. And then, yeah, we have one person that said no post-day communication, and that's perfectly okay. Hopefully after today's session, you'll be able to implement some ideas. And then, yeah, that's the gist. So really appreciate everybody sharing what they do. It's just nice to see. And yeah, so let's exit out of this. Okay, so with that, I have a couple of stats here that just kind of underline the importance of today's topic. So first one, 69% of travelers say that post-stay communication makes them more likely to return. So I think that this stat just reinforces the importance of tailored communication pre and post-stay, which is something that we'll be talking about today. And then this one is loyal customers spend 67% more than new ones. And maybe you've already known that, but I think that this just highlights the financial value of guest loyalty. It shows the benefit of investing in some of these loyal building efforts like pre and post stay communication, social media engagement, loyalty programs, or special offers, which are some things that we'll cover today. Okay, so the first key strategy that we'll focus on today is effective pre and post stay communication. So first, let's talk about the importance of it. So first off, it builds up excitement and sets expectations. So as guests prepare for their stay, really that's the perfect moment to start building up a relationship with them. Just know that they want to hear from you, and sending a well-timed pre-stay email or pre-stay SMS text message, that's going to do a lot more than just remind them of their booking. It's going to create that excitement for their stay and show them what they can expect upon arrival. Even just sending a simple message like, "We can't wait to welcome you," that can build up excitement and set the tone for a really memorable experience. The second thing is that it enhances the guest experience. So with your pre-stay communication, you're able to personalize your welcome messages. You're able to offer upgrades or other discounts, or just simply make suggestions based on their preferences. Maybe that's offering up a package, but pre-stay communication is a great way to start enhancing that guest experience right off the bat. And then third is that it reduces last minute questions. So you're able to answer any kind of like frequently asked questions like parking, check-in details, all the need to know information, which can save your staff time and also make your guests feel a little bit more prepared and cared for going into their stay. So just something to know is that there really are both logistical and emotional benefits of pre-stay communication, and you have the chance to start the guest experience before the guest even arrives, and I think that's super powerful. So we'll take a look at some examples that might spark some ideas for your own pre-stay communication. The first one is check-in information. This is kind of known. If you're not, you really should be sending a pre-stay email or some sort of email with details like check-in, Wi-Fi, room numbers, any need to know policies that can prevent any confusion upon their arrival or reduce stress when they arrive. So this example here says, "Hi, guest name. We're excited to welcome you to our hotel. Please use this link to see check-in instructions for your arrival." And this snippet here shows an example of where that email or text message can link to. In this case, it's a registration form with some need to know information. You can also use pre-stay communication to offer up some local recommendations. So in this example, it says, while you're here, we wanted to share some of the best spots to explore in our city. If you're looking for a great dining experience, we recommend checking out this restaurant. You can book a table here. And then you can see in this photo example that a property linked to the recommended local dining spots that the guests can scroll through and get those insider recommendations. And guests really do appreciate and feel cared for when you can provide them with those insider recommendations. All right, and then special offers. Of course, these are a great way, or special offers are a great way to offer up any upgrades or packages. And maybe you've partnered with local businesses in the area. These examples here are very different. The one on the left says, hi, guest name, upgrade to a room with a view for just $50 more. Click here to claim this limited time offer. We look forward to your stay. But then the example on the right, the property is providing the guest with some local offers. So for example, discounted tickets on attractions in the area. But this is just another way to enhance the guest stay. Okay, so when setting up your pre-stay communication, you do want to make sure that it's both informative and welcoming. So maybe just think about what you're currently communicating through your own pre-stay emails or text messages, and think about if there are ways that you might be able to enhance that a little bit, just from some things that we've talked about so far. And this is a little checklist that you can come back to and reference if you need some ideas. Okay, so we covered some information about pre-stay communication. So let's shift gears a little bit and talk about what happens after the guest checks out. So pre-stay communication, it kind of sets the stage for a great experience, while post-stay communication is where you can really try to solidify that long-term loyalty. So first, it reinforces a positive guest experience. So by thanking your guests and making them feel appreciated for their stay, you're keeping your property top of mind for their future travels. Just by sending like a thank you message, that's going to go a long way in leaving a positive impression. It also encourages guest feedback and reviews. So this is important as well. You want to get your guest opinions, as I'm sure you know, that's going to help improve your services, but it also builds up your online reputation, and more reviews means more visibility for your property. It also increases the chances of repeat stays, which is ultimately what the webinar is about. You're able to include things in your post-stay communication that can entice your guests to return, such as a special offer, which I'll show some examples of that. And then also it strengthens long-term guest relationships. So staying in touch through email marketing, for example, you could send those once per month or whatever kind of schedule you're on, sending those regular updates after their stay and getting them into your email marketing list. That is going to show that you're really invested in building a relationship beyond just the one stay. All right, so some examples. So thank you and feedback request. This is probably one of the simplest but most important forms of post-stay communication, just because it shows that you appreciate their business and you value their experience and their feedback. So just a little example, you could say something like, thank you for staying with us. We'd love to hear about your experience. Please take a moment to share your thoughts. That could lead to a review link, for example, on Google Business or TripAdvisor. Loyalty and special offers. So one of the most effective ways to encourage your guests to return is, of course, by offering them some sort of incentive in your post-stay messaging. It just makes them feel like they're getting something extra for being a repeat customer. So this is super effective. In that post-stay email, you could say something like, we miss you already. Book your next stay and enjoy 10% off as a returning guest. use code return10 on your next visit. That would then link to your direct booking engine. And then just another example here. All right, and then you could also include some sort of stay connected message. Your social channels are a great way, and we'll talk a little bit more about social media soon, but your social channels are such a great way to keep your past guests engaged and keep the property top of mind, even after your post-stay emails. So you can say something like, let's stay in touch, follow us on social media for exclusive deals, or sign up for our newsletter for updates on events and special offers. So just an idea there. And then another example here. Okay, so all of this sounds great, but you might be wondering, how to manage all of this without adding such a huge workload to your team. But the good news is that you don't have to do it all manually. There are several great tools out there that are available and that can help you automate your communication with guests. So we've provided a few recommendations here. So when it comes to immediate pre and post-stay communication, make sure to lean on your PMS provider. So if you're using RezStream, we have letters in place that you can set up and automatically schedule those to send, a certain amount of days prior to the guest stay, a certain amount of days post the guest stay. So yeah, use RezStream letters to set up all of your confirmation emails, pre-stay emails, and your thank you follow-up email. If you are looking to do some more advanced email marketing, which we'd recommend, then look into Rez campaigns at RezStream. This will let you create and schedule targeted email campaigns even after the guest has been gone. So look at Rez campaigns. There are a lot of other email marketing platforms out there as well. And then Akia, if you're looking to integrate SMS text messaging into your guest communication, Akia is a fantastic option that integrates with RezStream. So if you want any help getting started with any of these platforms or just want to learn more about what these can offer your property, just let us know and we'd be happy to help you. Okay. So we'll take a look at a real life scenario, or in other words, how Edgewater Resort does it. So Edgewater Resort, they recently streamlined their pre-stay and post-stay communication with their guests by investing in Akia, which I mentioned is integrated with RezStream. So that pulls in all of the guest information, the guest details, their stay information, pretty much everything. And I wanted to show you their communication journey that they have in place. So they have a day before arrival message, a day of arrival message, and then a departure message. I excluded any messaging during the guest stay just because we're focusing on pre and post stay. But this is what they have in place for that communication. Before this, they were pretty much doing everything manually, which can definitely be time consuming, especially if you're handling other operations on site. But with Akia, they've been able to automate a lot of their communication with guests. So we can see on the day before arrival, it says, good afternoon or whatever. Please use this link to see the check-in instructions for tomorrow's arrival. And then that links to their check-in instructions. The day of arrival, they get another message. We're looking forward to your arrival. To make your stay as enjoyable as possible, please visit our welcome guide here. And I'll show you what the welcome guide looks like in a second, just because I think the mini apps is what they call them. I think those are one of the best parts about Akia. And then after the guest leaves the property, they receive sort of like a check-in follow-up message asking the guest to rate their stay. And then this is what that welcome guide looks like. So it's essentially a website that your messages can link to. The welcome guides can include all sorts of things. Most of the time it's going to be information like a welcome page, an attractions page, restaurants, and then some frequently asked questions. But you can kind of play around with it and figure out what's going to be most helpful for your guests. But it's kind of like all information in one place, which is really nice. But going back to the importance of pre and post day communication, this is just a really great way to build up excitement and set expectations, reduce those last minute questions, provide local recommendations, encourage feedback and reviews, and so on. So this tool has been really great for increasing guest engagement and just enhancing the overall guest journey, which has been great for them. Okay, so let's transition to social media, which is another great way to keep those guest connections alive long after their stay. So let's talk more about that. Okay, so first, a lot of people think that social media is a promotional tool for businesses, but it really is a lot more than that. These platforms between, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they can really help your property build up those long-term connections with your guests. It's a great way for your guests to just stay in touch with you. Second, it creates trust. So engagement creates trust. So like replying to a comment or liking a guest's photos or sharing their experience from their stay, that all is helping create that connection and trust. And that's going to make your guests feel like they're a part of something bigger. Social media also allows for real-time interaction. So if a guest has a question, you can answer it right away. If somebody posts about an issue during their stay, you can address that, or maybe it's just responding to a comment, for instance. And then one of the biggest advantages of social media is that it encourages user-generated content, which is important. So when you share, or when your guests share photos, when they tag your property or write a positive review, they're promoting your property in a very authentic way. And also, guests who feel proud to be associated with your brand are more likely to come back and stay again. So let's talk about engaging content. Engagement is about creating that two-way conversation with your guests. So there's a few ways that you can do that. First, it's important to respond to your guest comments and reviews. So, if somebody's praising your property, you should acknowledge it. Or if you get a bad comment, which does happen, or a critical comment, sort of, then you should also address that pretty quickly. Another effective way to engage is by showcasing guest experiences. So reposting their photos, for example, highlighting a review of theirs. That's not only going to make your guests feel valued and appreciated, but it also encourages others to share their experiences that they've had with you as well. And it also creates organic promotion of your property. And then also create conversation. So you could do things like polls, you could provide behind the scenes content, you could go live, you could show a tour of your property. Just think about different ways to get your followers involved. That could also be like a giveaway, for example. Here are a couple of examples of some engaging content. So the example on the left, we see that this property is highlighting or spotlighting a guest experience. And then on the right, we see a property that is highlighting a guest review. So two great examples of engaging content that really show appreciation for the guest. All right, and then just to continue on, also sharing local tips and recommendations is another way to engage your guests. So you could, on social media, you could highlight some favorite local spots. Maybe it's a hidden gem restaurant, an upcoming event in the area, whatever it is. Guests do really appreciate that insider knowledge and will often engage with those types of posts. You should also be encouraging user-generated content. Like I mentioned a minute ago, this is one of the best things about social media. So make sure that you're encouraging your guests to post photos, tag the property, maybe use a specific hashtag if you've set one up, or whatever it is. That's going to help build excitement for other people. And then lastly here, you should try to make an effort to maintain a consistent presence as much as possible. So set a goal for yourself. A good benchmark is to post around at least 3 times per week, just to try to keep your property top of mind when guests are looking to travel again. All right, and then a couple more examples here. On the left, we can see a local attraction being recommended, which is great for engagement. And then here on the right, we can see that the property is sharing a recent blog post that they posted. So yeah, just some more examples of some engaging content that you could think about. All right, so I know that posting engaging content on your social channels, that all sounds great, but I also understand that you might not have the time as a manager and owner, or in the thick of the operations on property. So just some things to think about to help streamline that. You can schedule posts in advance. So explore some different tools out there to do so. Meta Business Suite is free, so that's of course recommended. You can also repurpose your content. Maybe you don't have a lot of imagery to work with. I understand photography, videography, that's expensive. But you can always, repost photos that you posted in the previous year, or maybe share a blog post or a guest review, whatever it is. That's going to maximize your content and also, save you some time and money on some new photography. Also, this is key as well. Focus on the platforms where your guests are at. You want to be where your guests are at. If they're all on Facebook, you don't want to be on TikTok. But if you're trying to cater to younger generations, maybe Instagram and TikTok is the place to be rather than Facebook. Whatever channel it is, just make sure you are where your guests are at. And then lastly here, if you are finding it hard to keep up, you can also lean on an agency. RezStream does offer social media management services that allow you to focus on other aspects of running your property. So we're always here to help if you need some help. Okay, so I'd like to show an example of how social media engagement can help build up loyalty. This is how Alouette Beach Resort does it. They recently ran a giveaway on Facebook. They offered guests the chance to win a free stay, and their goal with this was to boost engagement. This is the post that they shared right here. They asked participants to like, share, comment. They didn't have to be a past guest. They could be somebody that maybe hasn't stayed with the property yet. But yeah, this post here was very engaging. It got a relatively high amount of likes, comments, people shared it, and this was all organically, so no ads or anything. And it resulted in a boost in engagement. It resulted in hundreds of new subscribers for the property. So just a great way to show an engaging post. You could potentially, sometime in the future, think about offering a giveaway if you would like to build up your own social media engagement. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about pre and post-day communication, as well as social media engagement, and how that can help build up lasting relationships with your guests. So I want to move on to the final piece, which is loyalty programs and personalized offers. And the biggest advantage that loyalty programs have is that it encourages repeat stays, which is really what this webinar is all about. And that's the goal of a loyalty program. When guests can earn perks or discounts or free stays or whatever it is for a future visit, then they're more likely to return to your property rather than looking and booking elsewhere. Loyalty members also tend to spend more during their stay. So that could be like upgrading their room, booking a package, maybe extending their visit. A loyalty program, it can incentivize higher spending because the guests truly feel like they're getting more value from that. And then another important aspect of loyalty programs is that it helps you build long-term relationships with your guests. So Yeah, the connection, it strengthens their loyalty to your property. It also makes them more likely to recommend it to others. And then I think this is a really important one. Loyalty programs can drive more direct bookings, which is a huge win for a lot of properties that have some reliance on third-party OTAs. When you reward guests for booking directly with you instead of through an OTA, then you're reducing that reliance on those platforms. You're not having to pay those high commission fees, and ultimately you're increasing your long-term revenue and really owning that guest relationship. I did want to just outline a few different types of loyalty programs, but they really do all have the same goal to encourage your guests to return. But these are a few common types here. So there are point-based systems that allow guests to basically earn points for each stay. There are stay rewards where guests can receive something like a free night or an upgrade after staying a certain number of times. Maybe you want to offer, a free night after 3 stays, which is going to keep your guests coming back to work toward that reward. You could also do some sort of special event offer, like a birthday discount, an anniversary discount. For instance, maybe send them a personalized email offering 20% off their next stay, or like a complimentary bottle of wine, for example. All of these types provide incentives for your guests to stay loyal to your property and keep them coming back. And then there are, different ways that you can manage your loyalty program. These are just a couple here. And the first one is RezStream people tags. So if you use our software, you could think about using people tags. This allows you to categorize your guests based on any sort of behavior, like their booking behavior. You can segment them into different groups. Maybe you want to tag people that are repeat visitors or have stayed an X number of times. Maybe you want to tag first-time guests, for example. If you do want something more, I would say, like of an official loyalty program platform, you could also check out Stash Hotel Rewards. This is a points-based loyalty program, and RezStream has a partnership with Stash. So yeah, if you're looking for like a more sophisticated method for a loyalty program, you could always check them out. Okay, let's talk a little bit about personalizing offers, which is key to really resonating with your guests. So you can think about doing like generic promotions, which do work, such as like a flat discount that you send off to everybody. But tailored offers are really going to be what's best, and they will work better. So if you can, try to tailor your offers based on guest preferences. For example, if you have a guest that always books a certain room type, or maybe they always bring their dog, think about sending them a special offer for an upgrade or a pet package or whatever it is, but tailoring a message to, or tailoring an offer to their preferences is going to make it feel more relevant and valuable to them, and also just, make them feel a little bit more special. Timing is also important, so relevant timing. For instance, if a guest always visits during a certain season, maybe they always come during the winter time, you could send them an early booking discount to return next winter. It's just another thoughtful offer. And then special occasion offers are another great opportunity as well. So, sending personalized offers for birthdays, anniversaries, whatever it may be, that's going to make your guests feel appreciated as well, and give them a reason to come back again and stay with you. So yeah, just a few things to keep in mind when developing your offers. Personalization is really huge. All right. So here are a few examples of some things you can do, just to kind of show some different scenarios here. So birthday discounts, maybe, send them an email offering 15% off their birthday month. just a nice touch that can encourage people to come stay with you. A last minute deal for frequent guests. This is really such a great way to fill the gaps when you have some availability left. So, yeah, I do encourage you to try this one out. Maybe think about sending your past guests an email campaign and offering them a discount to return. You could also create some urgency with it by adding a book by date. In this example here, it's 48 hours. But this strategy really does encourage some immediate last minute bookings while also rewarding your past guests for their loyalty. So you might be surprised how many bookings you see come from this type of offer. I've seen a lot of success from these in the past. And then this example shows a targeted offer based on stay history. It's very personalized. This example says, we loved having you and your pet stay with us in one of our dog-friendly rooms. We'd love to welcome you back for your next visit. Enjoy a complimentary pet amenity package when you book our dog-friendly room within the next 30 days. And then as a thank you for choosing our hotel, we're offering 15% off your next stay so you can enjoy another unforgettable adventure together. So again, just another way to make your past guests feel special and get them to return. Okay. One more kind of scenario or case here. I'm going to show you how Ashuelot Cabins of Willow Winds does it with their loyalty program. So they've really built up this successful loyalty program over time called Willow Winders for their repeat guests. And they simply just use RezStream people tags, and that works really well for them when it comes to tracking and rewarding their guests. So how it works is after a guest books directly with them and stays with them 3 times, they become a Willow Winder. And this entitles them to a 10% discount on all future stays and 20% off when they stay during their quieter months of January, February, and March. So it's very simple. It's easy to understand. It's easy to join, and but it's really effective, and it's an effective way to build up loyalty. This type of program, it incentivizes repeat bookings, and it also helps strengthen the relationship between this property and their guests, showing that they're valued and appreciated, and that they want them to come back. And from this loyalty program so far, they have over 900 Willow Winders, and they are nearing 1,000, which is amazing. So just wanted to show an example of a loyalty program. All right, so before I hand it back off to Lyles for some special offers, I did just want to quickly review the 3 key takeaways from today's session. And first is effective pre and post stay communication is key in maintaining a relationship with your guests. So I would encourage you to go and set up your pre and post stay emails or text messages if you haven't yet. If you haven't touched those or optimized those in a while, maybe go back and see how those can be improved. Second, leverage social media. So try to make an effort to respond to your comments, to share positive guest experiences, and create more interactive, engaging content on your social channels so that you can keep your property top of mind always, not just, during or shortly after the stay. And then finally, loyalty programs and personalized offers can drive long-term revenue. So think about the types of offers or loyalty programs that you would like to maybe consider implementing for your property and your guest. And by focusing on these 3 strategies, I really think that you'll start to build up a solid foundation for boosting your guest loyalty and increasing those repeat bookings. All right, so I just want to say thank you everybody for sitting in, and I'm going to hand it back off to Lyles to talk about some special offers.
Thank you so much, Sierra. That was an awesome topic, and I'm itching to share some more things around loyalty before we conclude here. But first and foremost, we have some special offers. Whether you're an existing customer or somebody looking to, build out their marketing strategy with some of the things that we discussed today, we do encourage you to reach out to our sales team. You can get some Facebook, social media management going, as well as email marketing. And if you didn't see in the chat, I shared some links to Akia and our integration with them, so you guys can take advantage of some of the automated features that they offer and just simplifying how you guys communicate with your guests. So please do reach out to us. If you don't mind, here, going to the next slide. You can reach out, sales@RezStream.com, contact us, or when we share the slide deck with you, we will be including, the links to schedule a demo. Before we get into the questions real quick here, a couple things around loyalty that I wanted to share. Sierra mentioned a little bit earlier, we do have RezStream rewards. I shared a link inside of the chat. This is a cool way for y'all to earn some money while also kind of promoting RezStream and just staying engaged with us online. So please do sign up for that. A lot of different ways you can, earn some free cash. In addition to that, we also at RezStream launched a social media, call it giveaway. So I'm sharing just some links in the chat to our Facebook, our LinkedIn, as well as Instagram. This is your way to earn some money, get some free things from us. And I believe we're going to be promoting some winners here in the next week or so. But it's really easy. Just follow RezStream online on any one of your favorite platforms. Find or click on one of the links that I shared in the post. Share your comment, share your feedback. Leave the hashtag #IFollowRezStream. And if you're brave enough, please do share that with any of your peers so they can see the message as well. Now, let's get into the things you care about, which are some questions here. Before I do, hopefully everybody was able to look in the chat. I was going back and forth with Tamara a little bit in her experience using Akia. Really, really great feedback in how they're leveraging communication to get broad messages out to masses rather than individual touches. The ability to automate the review process, get bad reviews to them that they can control, rather than those folks reaching out and leaving those reviews on TripAdvisor or Google. So if you're not using a platform like Akia, definitely something worth considering. And please do look at the feedback in the chat. A lot of gems in there that I think we all can win from. The first question I have for you, though, is how often should I send pre and post-stay messages without overwhelming my guests?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I do feel like a lot of properties are a little hesitant, especially when it comes to sending so many text messages to guests. I would say it's best to keep your pre-stay communication to around 1 or 2 key touch points. So typically, an email, of course, a confirmation email, but you could always send an email about a week out before their stay. That could include your welcome guide or just some details, local recommendations, and then try to send another reminder maybe a day or two before arrival. And then when it comes to post day, I would say just keep it to one post day email, 24 to 48 hours following their checkout. Just keep it to that. And then from there, that's when you could think about implementing an email marketing strategy where you stay up to date with your guests on a monthly basis or, whenever you have those scheduled.
No, that's a great feedback and great answer. And if I could share any other, I would say, pay attention to what you're hearing. Look at your metrics. Are they open? Are they responding? Are you hearing from guests that there's too many or too much, and adjust accordingly? But I think that's a fair, assessment on how to get going, how to measure it, how to start without feeling like you're going to overwhelm anyone. Here's another one for you, Sierra. They already attempt to collect reviews, but I guess we're looking for what's a better way to collect reviews if a guest is not responding to the post-stay emails? Is there another strategy or a different angle to consider?
Yeah, definitely explore different angles. Review links are important, but sometimes people aren't as like receptive or they just don't click through to those review links. So maybe switch it up. Maybe ask for a quick like 1 to 5 star rating over text message or through email as well. Maybe it links to like a quick survey. Like I kind of mentioned already, timing also matters. So sending out that post-stay email with the review request or a rating request, try to send that out right after their stay within 24 hours if you can, because their experience and their stay with you is going to be fresh in their mind, which can also improve the type of responses that you get. And then, of course, always, incentivizing feedback. Maybe you want to offer a small discount on their next stay. That might make them more apt to respond to those requests.
Yeah, and just stay at it, right? Just keep asking, always ask. I've heard some people even say do it before they check out, while they're enjoying their time with you and having a good, vibe and experience. Ask them how their stay is and how they're going, and if they leave a review before they check out. Another way to do it while it's top of mind. Another one here, and this is maybe slightly shifting gears. The initial question is, are blogs still effective? And I'm just going to expand on that. If they're not effective, maybe, and how can I make them useful if I'm doing it today?
Yeah. Laz, you can help me answer this one, but yeah, definitely still effective. We see blog posts all the time be the top viewed pages of a website. It's great for building up website authority, for getting your website ranked higher in search results on Google, Bing, Yahoo. It's just great for building up your ranking and getting people to land on your website when, looking for things to do in the area, and yeah, building brand awareness, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It's, if you have the budget, you have the resources, it's good to continue to expand your reach online. Blogging is a great way to do that with, timely events in the area or your unique appeal to the market. Two ways to kind of look at it, at least, how I have experienced it, is you're either finding a website via a blog, or you have a place that you want to stay, you land on the website, and the blog, the activity page, all of those become supporting assets that see you, that where you see yourself wanting to experience that stay. Okay, they speak about the events, they're talking about the area activities. They recently are actively online engaging with new content, new blogs to help create that reach. So definitely is effective. If you're doing it on your own, that might be an area where you maybe not seeing the results. And typically it's, are you using the right terms? Are you considering the marketing strategy behind it? And then again, always pull up your Google Analytics to what Sierra said. There are times where those blogs are leaders on the website being viewed. They're assisting in somebody booking. So they found you online, went to the room page, looked at a blog or two, and they continued on with you. So definitely something to consider, and yes, still effective. I don't have any more questions in here, so this is your chance. You've got the expert on. I also can maybe help answer some questions, but if not, we will definitely let you all get back to your day, your staff, your team, your guests. If there's anything we could do at RezStream to help, please do reach out. And just stay tuned to your email. We'll be posting this on YouTube and as well as our website, and sending that to you guys directly. Thank you again, Sierra, and all of you for attending. We'll see you again at another RezStream webinar.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
Bye-bye.